A Zen Nomadic Fanatic skirts the main issue. As I have stated already, I don't just jump to say every rumor is true. I need more than a statement, comment, or single screenshot. Unlike most, I actually pay attention. Yeah, I said it. Not all, but the majority, they don't pay attention. They half watch and they half listen. They already had their mind made up and they see and hear what they want. They pick and choose to fit what their belief is. Most, like I said, they already have their mind made up and they can't be swayed one way or the other, no matter what you put in front of them. Now, I do my best to put my biases aside and look at everything that is presented. I will admit that I'm not always 100% successful, but that does not negate my true attempt. I really do. I attempt. I try to look at things sensibly and with some logic. I'm not going to jump on the belief of a nationwide manhunt for Tater the federal fugitive. It's just not logical. So then we have the weeding through the elaborate exaggerations that get attached to the story. Somewhere deep down in there is the truth. The problem is you need a giant-ass shovel and a backhoe to get to it. It started with an allegation. That turned into a sucker punch and a broken jaw. That evolved into an 83-year-old quadriplegic veteran with his elderly wife. Then there's the police, sheriff, rangers, helicopter, all searching for the big elusive turquoise bus. And all the while, people interjecting their thoughts and opinions and he did this, he's in jail, So yeah, digging through it, it's not easy. So doubtful of most of the crazy story of a drug-filled, alcohol-induced night, I sifted through comments, videos, Facebook posts, and even emails. I've shared some of this and my thoughts on all of it. I even shared a video of the alleged victim of the Tater attack. So after all my digging and rambling, we now finally have an appearance from Eric himself. Now, not to deviate from what I have been doing, I watched with an open mind. I tried my hardest to set aside my bias. This is what I've taken away from his latest monologue. First, I have to point out that his shirt, although a bit wrinkled, and I'll let that slide, is cat hair free. See, I knew it was possible. So, we start with a Zen. That's right, a very Zen Eric and sleeping kitties strewn about in the gaudy bus. With all the attention this story has garnered, the video is undoubtedly going to get a large amount of views. The anticipation of words from Eric is extremely high, and we all know that. Everybody is sitting with bated breath waiting for Eric to make the appearance, if he's not in jail, right? I'm here to tell you that you're not going to get what you showed up for. Now, if you're a Tater fan, you will ooh and awe and feel sorry for Eric. If you're not, or a hater, you will say that he said absolutely nothing. He really does say a bunch of stuff that a lot of people already know, or at least should know. He says Quartzsite is toxic. He says it's a social setting full of drug addicts and the mentally ill. He says people gather, get high and drunk, and do dumb things. Duh. These are all things that have been discussed right here on this channel many, many times. The nomads are no different. It's still a neighborhood with people. Sure, it's a different neighborhood, but it's still a neighborhood all the same. And there are just lots and lots of people. There's people living with little or no money in vehicles, gathering in one spot in very, very large numbers. What could go wrong? I hear you grabbing for the keyboards now, but before you get all crazy, yes, I know there are all types of people there. There are those with $1 million class A's. There are those that just want to cheap, warm, quiet place to spend the winter in their RV. For the most part, those folks aren't hanging at the spot or places like it or even making videos. They're just out there minding their own, just enjoying the nice, quiet, open space and the heat, the good weather. But with that, there are also those that live in cars, vans, and things that you can barely classify as an RV. And some will even say, we were forced into this lifestyle, and we can just barely afford the $20-something that it is a month to stay inside the LTVA system. So Tater continues his little monologue, and he talks about the small camps where people, circle their little RVs and they set up their little areas and they all share a campfire and they go around and they sit and they have their talks and their morning coffees together and all that good stuff. He talks about the huge open desert, yet everyone parks on top of each other. He even said that he's guilty of the same thing. He talks about the noise, the nonstop music, and yes, even the violence. He even tells a story about some high chick that was out yelling for help at 3 a.m. Now, Tater says that these are things that no one else will talk about. The fact is that it is talked about. It's all well known. We talk about it all the time. Just because the one big happy community of free, cheap, and easy deny vehemently, that doesn't mean it's not true and people don't know. He's not imparting any words of wisdom that no one hasn't already talked about before. He talks about the fact that Quartzsite is a tiny nothing place, and then bam, millions of people. Yeah, we all know that too. That's not an epiphany either. He says the police presence is constant. Well, I didn't know it was constant. I knew it was there, but when you watch Nomads like I do, everybody's always talking about the cops are here for this, the Rangers are here for this. Oh, look, we see somebody talking about that. But if you listen to Tater, what he says, yeah, they're there in droves, and they even acquire outside sources from surrounding towns during this time of year because of the influx of people and the enormous amount of calls that they get. So he says the police presence is constant. Now, he does say something interesting. He says that, his situation of leaving Quartzsite, he says that he ruined it himself by going outside his trusted group of friends. He says that being a YouTuber in this situation makes it even more difficult. People always want to insert themselves into your space and into your life. He claims that, you just got to kind of smile and shake hands and, keep your distance. You don't know what these people are. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting because his trusted group of friends are the group of the degenerates that hang out the spot and cause half of the noise, chaos, and drug-infused problems. So maybe venturing outside of your little friend group, you didn't venture fucking far enough to find some good, decent people to hang out with. But anyway, he explains that his movie night, that wasn't a really good idea. He said he didn't even know were showing up there. Well, I'm sure when you have these big gatherings and you send a little thing around and invites to people, come over to my karaoke night, come over to my movie night, come over to my fucking bingo night, come over to my I'm going to steal your money playing cards night, whatever it may be. All the little weird wonders are going to go, hey, I'm going over to Eric, Nomadic Fanatics for a movie night. You want to come along? So yeah, you're going to get people you don't know. You're in the desert, like you said, with a bazillion other people. And plus, you're such a big time YouTuber. People are going to flock to you, right? So, according to Eric, there was a YouTuber, one of these strange people, but he was a YouTuber that openly said he stalks and harasses people. And he's not afraid of it. And no, it wasn't me. He goes on to say that Quartzsite is the only time that people know exactly where he is at any given time. See, we all know that his videos are delayed, and he posts them on that delay for just that reason. If he says he's, here in New Mexico, say, by the time that New Mexico video posts, he's already gone. He's in a different place altogether. But in Quartzsite, that's not the case. He's there for months at a time. Everyone knows where his camp is, and if you don't know, you can easily find it because he takes 17 acres and he has a giant bus and a trailer and a motorcycle and 2 trailers for the motorcycle, and he's got rocks around and he's got Christmas lights and he's got fucking flags that stick up 2,000 feet in the air and everything else. So everybody can find him very easily. And he says that that's just another reason why Quartzsite is not a good idea, because it makes it very dangerous for him. So basically, in other words, what I have said is true. He can't wait to get out of Quartzsite. Remember, last year, couldn't wait to get out of Quartzsite. He returned this year. He hates it again and said that neither he nor Diana have any desire to return. See? No one listens to Blind Views. And then there's the other Blind Views confirming thing that he said. Yeah, the drinking. He came right out and said it. He was sober for all that time. He said 40-some days. Got the Quartzsite and boom, blew it. That's right. He says he's 4 days in again. See? I told you what's happening. I told you. He's saying he's sober, and I said the moment he gets to Quartzsite, hits those air brakes, boom, he's going to go to the bar and going to start drinking, and ta-da. He confirmed it. And yes, I know. I'm going to say exactly what you're thinking. That's not a Quartzsite issue. That's a Tater willpower issue. I agree 100%. You get there and you hang at the spot with all those degenerates and your faithful friends, and you're just asking for trouble. There's no way you're going to stay away from your Keystone Lights and whatever else you be smoking and everything else. And again, I didn't say the LTVA is the ghetto, but the spot is. And there are other camps that are very, very similar. Let's not get that twisted. The spot is just the most famous one. But there's other camps that do the same shit. And just take a minute to think about this. If the LTVA, where you have to pay a few bucks, is bad, just imagine what it's like in the open, free boondocking areas. That's right. Slab City has some stiff competition. Tater then goes on to talk about needing to be in or near a group when he's talking about everybody piles on top of each other in parks. Because he says you kind of have to, because there's a need for people to be close that can watch your shit when you go into town and do other things, or if you go take off for a day or two to go on an adventure or a journey, you have to have people there to watch your shit. So what he's implying is that even in the LTVA, in the one big happy community that got each other's back, if you leave your shit laying around, someone's going to steal it. But then again, if you didn't have so much shit and things strewn all about, all over the desert like you own the damn place, well, maybe you wouldn't have that problem. But then again, there are reports of, hey, don't even leave shit in the back of your pickup truck because it will walk off. So, yeah, the nomads. See, they're no different than anybody else. It's not a better life. Don't listen to the Bob. You're not going to skip around with your childlike wonder. You're going to get your childlike wonder crushed. So what we got? Let's recap real quick. So far, he talked about Quartzsite and its issues. That's not what we're here for. But I guess this is all a lead into why nothing is his problem or his issue. It's Quartzsite and the evil that lies within. Eric then kind of briefly brushes over the rumors a bit, just touches on it ever so slightly. He claims that the rumors have nothing. That's right. The rumors have nothing to do with him. Now, this is his claim, even though Diana gives an account on her video of Eric defending himself. So, if it has nothing to do with him, then how come she said... Anyway, okay, so Tater avoids the issue. Well, basically, altogether, he just avoids the issue. According to him, okay, I found this to be quite interesting, but according to him, this entire rumor thing, this whole rumor mill, everything was sparked by his tent being moved to a safer place.
I didn't start this channel to make it all about stupid drama that has nothing to do with me for no reason. A simple task of physically moving my tent to a safer place sparked all of this incredible crap.
This statement is going to become kind of important. Just remember those words. His tent was simply moved to a safer location. All right? Remember that as you listen to this.
But Eric didn't say he gave them permission, so they must have stole it. Why do I have to make a video as soon as I sell something to let... Okay, enough of that. I will...
All right, so did you hear that? See, like I said earlier, I pay attention. So, was it moved? Was the tent moved to a safer spot, or was it sold and then the new owners just merely retrieving their property, their newly obtained property from Tater's camp? So, which one was it? Did you guys catch that when you listened to it? Yeah, see? It had nothing to do with me. None of this has anything to do with me. The whole thing started because my tent was moved to a safer spot. And then, if I don't make a video right away that I sold something, again, was it just merely moved, or did you sell something? And then that was pretty much all he said about the topic that everyone is curious about. He did say that the rumors are crazy and kind of out there, and that I do agree with. I mean, some say he's already in jail. So yes, the elaborate exaggerations, silliness, and all the armchair lawyers, yeah, it is all a bit over the top. Damn, never thought I'd agree with the Tater. So still trying to keep an open mind, I continue to watch and listen to the speech. Yeah, and you have to watch. You can't just listen. You have to watch because you have to see his mannerisms and the expressions on his face, and you have to listen to the inflection. You have to check everything out. So it's not just a listen thing. You have to kind of really pay attention. And again, I notice that's right, the blind guy sees all. So Eric, surprisingly, is remaining calm and zen throughout. Yeah, he's not getting all excited. He's not doing his thing. He's pretty much calm. He said he now knows the difference between friends and acquaintances. And again, he goes back to the YouTube, being a YouTuber thing, and says it's really hard to distinguish, when you're a YouTuber. Who wants to be your friend and who just wants, who's just clout chasing and wants to be a star in the background of the Tater show and all that good stuff. So he says he's learning how to distinguish between the two. Terry goes ahead and says that he's, working on himself. That's all he can do, according to him. He references the book that he's been reading and says it has been a big, big help. He's acquiring some tools to deal. He then goes into big plans, big changes. That's right, changes are a-coming. All right, so he talks about not doing the personal vlog thing any longer. He doesn't want to continue to put his personal stuff out there. His claim of bullying, stalking, and constant ridicule is the reason for this big upcoming change. He refers to Chris from Tiny Home Tours. He said that Chris changed and that inspired him and invoked some thoughts. Now, I do remember Chris. I used to watch him way back in the day, and I remember his transformation. He went from him and his girl in the RV and acquiring the RV and all that good stuff to him alone and then to the tiny homes gig. So yeah, he did make that big switch, and that inspired the Tater. Now, Eric references some other channels as well. He talked about how they don't show their faces, and in some instances, you don't even hear their voices. He goes into all this other stuff, which got him to thinking. Now, Eric references some other channels as well. He talked about how they don't show their faces, and in some instances, you don't even hear their voices. He goes into all this other stuff, which got him to thinking. Now, Eric references some other channels as well. He talked about how they don't show their faces, and in some instances, you don't even hear their voices. He goes into all this other stuff, which got him So yeah, Tater teased some big changes coming next year. He claims the changes will come as he and Diana work on Tater Acres. He gave his famous "Be patient with me, guys" speech and kind of wrapped everything on up. We still didn't hear anything about what actually went down or what didn't go down. And we still didn't get our video about the reason he sold Taterland to begin with. We were promised that a while ago. Anyway, so with all that from where I sit, I got very little. Now, I mean, I did get some, but a minuscule amount about the incident and the rumors. You know, what everybody wanted to hear. So we have lots of stories and plenty of theories. We have a video of angry people yelling at Josh moving a tent that belongs to Tater, whether it's to a safer space or whether it's they bought it and they're just acquiring their now newly owned property. I guess we'll never know. We have a video of a large dude talking to the sheriff about Eric, the attack, and his injuries. We have Tater, not in jail, in the Gaudi bus with his kitties. We have Eric. I mean, now he's not given a location, which I didn't expect him to, but apparently it's not in jail and he doesn't seem to be on the run. Now, in all honesty, I would like to believe that calm Zen Tater is maturing. I would like to believe he is wising up and realizing he needs to make major changes as he ages. I want to believe he will stay away from the dregs of society and his friends at the spot. I want to believe he would change his channel format. There are many people, including myself, that have expressed their opinion his videos have suffered over the last few years. Now, I thought he used to make really good videos. His videos were actually thought out and well edited. He put everything together pretty good. That attention to his job, that all went away. That effort was all replaced by running around buying shit, fixing stuff, and just spending money on worthless garbage and really not creating much content at all, in my humble opinion. Now, I truly want to believe Zen Tater is going to change. Then, as I sat there, I'm awakened by reality. I remember the angry rants about loyalty. I am reminded of the hurtful words towards dear Lola, Carolyn, and others. I remember Tig and the cover-up by him and Camera Van Kevin. I remember Transmission Gate, Toothgate. I remember him collecting money for stickers and just not sending the stickers out. I have images of him just wringing his hands after he sold that elderly couple that rundown death trap. Mostly, I'm reminded of the attempt to shut down my channel and bragging about it on Facebook. I remember the use of his acting skills as he made a video denying everything and even going as far as saying,
I'm not on Facebook, so it wasn't me, guys.
Is this a grown-up, changed Eric? Or is it just the same old Tater implementing his acting skills? Is his omission of an explanation or facts an admission of wrongdoing? If he did do any part of what he is accused of, will his supporters still rally behind him? Will they still stand up and cheer, stick up for him and make excuses? And if he did nothing but merely defend himself when being attacked, will the haters cut him some slack? I'm not going to change your mind one way or the other, and I'm not here to try to persuade you either. I'm just here to show you what I found and to share.
That's my opinion!
What we do here is go back.